Students, before this we have discussed the outbreak of the revolution. In this we have seen how by the protest of the people the king of the France Louis XVI obliged to be a subordinate under the National Assembly, or we can say that after this revolution he decided that now his powers can be checked. Now France becomes a constitutional monarchy. Still, after the revolution there was the rule of the monarch in the France, but now the powers of the monarch or the king can be checked by a constitution, or in other words we can say monarch will be the king, but he will do according to the constitution. Yes, the National Assembly completed the draft of the constitution in 1791. So the National Assembly, which was formed during the French Revolution, that assembly completed the making of the constitution in 1791. Its main object was to limit the powers of the monarch. The main purpose of this assembly was to limit the power of the monarch. Now he will not have the absolute power. These powers, instead of being concentrated in the hands of one person, were now separated and assigned to different institutions: the legislature, executive and judiciary. So what was done by the makers of the constitution? Earlier time the power was in one hand only, but now the powers were separated in the different institutions. And what were that institutions? That three organs: legislature, executive and judiciary. This made France a constitutional monarchy, and because of this, or after the drafting of the constitution, now France became a constitutional monarchy. See, what was the system? Legislature. So legislature, see from downside, active citizens given na? We can say that the constitution which was framed, that was also not foolproof. Why? Because still the condition of the members of the third state didn't improve a lot. See here, active citizens and passive citizens. Yes, this divided the citizens. And in the revolutionary France we can say only active citizens, they have the right to vote, and passive citizens, they have no voting right. So once again we can say that according to the constitution, people didn't get the relief or the remedies. So see, active citizens were there, they have the right to vote, and the total member of the active citizen but 4 million, they have the right to vote. By the voting, electors were chosen. Then these electors have to choose the members of the National Assembly. See here, 745 members. This was the council of the legislature. Legislature have the control on the executive. In the executive, who were there? King and his ministers. But one thing was there, that now king as well as his ministers were under the control of the legislature. The third organ was the judiciary. And see, the members of the judiciary were also elected. How? By the active citizens. See here, active citizens entitled to vote, arrow is their vote. So we can say that after the drafting of the constitution, the people who were the active citizens, they got more power comparison to the passive citizen. Why? Because active citizens were choosing the members of the legislature as well as they were choosing the members of the judiciary. So this was not also good. The Constitution of 1791 vested the power to make laws in the National Assembly, which was indirectly elected. So, according to the Constitution of the 1791, it was the power to make the law. Means the National Assembly which make the law, that was indirectly elected, because the members of the National Assembly were not elected, and that is citizens voted for a group of electors who in turn chose the assembly. So what was this? It can be understood from here once again. Active citizens were choosing the electors, then electors were choosing the members of the National Assembly. See here given it is. Not all citizens, however, had the right to vote. Yes, that only active only have the right to vote. So all citizens were not having the right to vote. Only men above 25 years of age who paid taxes equal to at least 3 days of a labor's wage were given the status of active citizens. That is, they were entitled to vote. So, and who have the right to vote? Only men got the right to vote. Still women didn't get. Yes, either they are of the active or of the passive, no problem. But women didn't get right to vote. See, only men whose age were 25 years as well as who were paying tax equal to at least 3 days of the labor's wage. Means what was the monthly income of the labor? Out of that monthly income, what will be the 3 days income? If that much amount a people whose age, don't say people, a man whose age was 25 years plus was paying as a tax, then only he got the title of the active citizen. And if he got the title of the active citizen, he had the right to vote. The remaining men and all women were classified as passive citizens, and those who were not paying the taxes equal to the 3 days wage of the labor as well as the women, they were the passive citizens. To clarify, as an elector and then as a member of the assembly, a man had to belong to the highest bracket of taxpayers. If anyone want to be qualified as a elector, as well as if he want to be the member of the assembly, means this National Assembly, then for that purpose he has to belong from the highest bracket of the taxpayer. Means in other words, we can say if any individual is paying huge amount of tax, then only he can qualify as a elector or he can qualify as a member of the National Assembly. The Constitution began with a declaration of the rights of men and citizen. Now the Constitution, means we can say the starting of the Constitution was declaration of the rights of the man and citizen. Means this Constitution is declaring or announcing the rights which is given to the men as well as the citizens. Now which rights were given? Here given. Rights such as the right to life, freedom of speech, freedom of opinion, equality before law were established as natural and inalienable rights. That is, they belong to each human being by birth and could not be taken away. So we can say these rights were also similar to the fundamental rights which were given by the Constitution of India. Means right to life, freedom of speech, freedom of opinion, equality before the law. These all were considered as the natural and inalienable rights. Means these rights will be provided to any individual from the birth, and these rights can't be taken away. It was the duty of the state to protect each citizen's natural rights, and it was the duty of the state, responsibility of the state, that it will protect the citizen's natural right. Now see here, some political symbols were also there which were used. First one is the broken chain. So chains were used to fetter slaves. A broken chain stands for the act of becoming free. Earlier time, slaves were there, means slavery was there in the France. Those people who were the slave, they were in the chain, or they were tied with the chain. So this broken chain means being free. Either if a bundle of rods or fasces, what is the representation of this? One rod can be easily broken, but not an entire bundle. Strength lies in unity, means it was the symbol of the unity. About this you have read a story. You have read, na? One father was there, his maximum sons were there, they were fighting. So father gave them one pieces of the wood, they broke easily, then he tied all, given them. That is, it is saying that if one bundle will be, if one rod will be there, it can be broken easily, but if entire bundle will be there, it will be hard. So it is giving the message that strength lies in the unity. Now this one, the eye within a triangle radiating light. In the triangle, a eye was there, and from that flashes of the lights were. The all-seeing eye stands for knowledge. The rays of the sun will drive away the clouds of ignorance. This was the symbol of the knowledge, and it was saying that the rays of the sun will take away all the ignorance, all the illiteracy. Scripture, this was the symbol of the royal power. Now, snake biting its tail to form a ring. A snake is, and that snake is being curved by cutting its tail, and it is forming a ring. What does it mean? Symbol of eternity. Eternity, infinite, you have studied in the mathematics. So a ring has neither beginning nor end, means yes, anyone can find the beginning or the end of this ring? No. So we can say that it was the symbol of the eternity. Now red Phrygian cap, means cap worn by a slave upon becoming free. When any slave was being free from the slavery, he was wearing this cap. Blue, white, red. These three, means white, red, and blue. These three were the national colors of the France. The winged woman, personification of law, means this was the symbol of the law. The law tablet, yes, this was showing the constitution. The law is the same for all, and all are equal before it. It was representing that law is same for everyone, and all the individuals are equal before the law. Now third one, France abolishes monarchy and becomes a republic. About this we shall discuss tomorrow.